Grab and hand me a cold beer. We're barbecuing, the fire's smoking, the brisket's cooking. Let's grab a little brisket.
I will never not hear that song and not want a beer. Even if I just had one, I need to open a new one.
Literally,
Damn it.
I just had an idea that it's not an idea. It's like an epiphany, right? I just want to do this every day.
We both
Wow.
I just want to. I don't want to go to work anymore.
So drink beer and record, talk
I
about barbecue.
just want
He
to
does have the light bulb above his head.
drink a little beer and record a podcast and be able to like provide, like buy some groceries, pay the light bill. I don't know. This is what I want.
I just want to hear that goddamn song again. That shit's legit.
All right, one more time, guys.
Play it again.
Hey, play it on the loop.
Play it.
Listen,
Do it.
I'm being serious.
Let's hear it
Like,
again. I want to hear it.
If you're
Play it
like,
again.
oh, you know what? I just want to do this, or I just want to hang out with you guys, drink some beer, record some podcast, go to sleep.
That's great.
When he recorded that for us, was he like, what the hell does grabbing the brisket mean? Like, do you have any idea?
Probably.
100%.
Probably. He's like, some kind of pro-Trump rally thing or something, or what's happening? It's not, guys. It's about barbecue. It's about
is.
grabbing brisket life.
Damn,
I
that
don't
Bob
know.
just grabbed the brisket.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, and that guy was from California, right? So he don't know nothing about
Yeah,
good brisket.
It's a little,
no idea.
It's a little digital underground.
Humpty
Little,
Dump?
yeah, little wordplay. That's what it is.
All right.
Like, you know, it's funny because when we were at the, we did the chili cook-off. Somebody stopped us when we came off the stage because we're getting our damn trophies like a boss. They stopped us and said, "Hey, what is the name? Is that after like Digital Underground, or is that a?" I said, "Nope, that's what it is." Before he goes somewhere else with it, and he's like, "I told you." He was telling somebody else, "I told you it's what it was. I told you." So
Yeah.
obviously it works. You know,
When's the last time you broke your knees to do that dance?
never.
That's what he says to tell you, right?
I don't.
You break your knees like you. What does he say?
I don't know.
The Humpty dance, man. Come on.
Do it again?
Yeah, keep
The
it.
Humpty dance. Come
Okay.
on.
Next TikTok video is Aldan doing the Humpty Dance.
Yeah.
Right.
No, we're not doing that no more.
So, how's everybody's week been? I mean,
I brought a highlight and a low light for you.
you did. Okay.
I did.
Nice.
Let's see.
Yes.
Let's hear it.
Which one do you want to hear first?
Hello.
I think
Low-
I know.
low light?
I
Okay.
know one of them.
I told you the low light today.
Yeah.
I took my dog, Hank, to the vet to see about getting fixed or whatever. On the way home, we stopped at KFC. We're having a dad-dog moment. I give him a fry. We're driving. Next thing I know, he's doing the... Dude, he barfed a bucket of I don't know what the hell all over my seat, in between my seats, all over my truck. It was not good.
That's why you were
Did
taking
you
your car
drop
to
it
get
off?
cleaned up.
Hey, did you take it and drop the damn thing off?
I hooked the damn dog up to the bumper and kept going. No, I'm kidding. Just kidding. No, I took the dog home, dropped him off. I went straight to the car wash and got it detailed.
Was he still throwing up?
Did you tell him?
Was he still
250 bucks
throwing
later.
up
Who, the dog?
200
inside the house?
No. Hold on. Time out. Huh? Did you tell the people at the car wash?
Oh yeah, yes, 100%.
My dog just threw up.
Yes, I cleaned out as much as I could of the chunks and shit. But then I went up there and I was like, "Look, my dog barfed
How
here
bad did it stink?
and here and in between the seats here." He was like, "Yeah, we'll take care of it."
How bad did this
A
thing?
couple $100 later, it smelled awful. It smelled like dog food, but
Poor guy.
it's great now.
What kind of food you feeding this guy?
What do you mean, poor guy? That's what my wife said. Poor guy, like the
What are you
dog.
feeding
What
him?
about my truck?
Because he got sick.
Dogs puke all the time.
Are
Nobody
you feeding him
cares.
sardines? What are you feeding him?
Dog
I
food.
don't know. I don't feed
Well,
him.
obviously, he
Hey,
went to the vet and
he
he
fed
got
it-
some type of shot or something that
I don't know
upset
what
his
they.
stomach.
Yeah, they must have.
No, he
Probably
got dog
or something.
food, and the damn French fries what set him over the thing.
Did you
lesson
put-
It
learned.
had to have been. It was like
Did you
immediately.
put mustard on those French fries?
Do not feed your dog at all. Okay.
Really, what it was is he'd already eaten a whole lot of dog food, and he got a taste of that French fry. He's like, "Fuck, this is good."
If I'm being honest,
But
Make
my-
more room.
My stomach is so full.
I should purge so I can have more French fries.
if I'm being honest, Terry, he had like 3 or 4 French fries.
The Romans used to do that. They had purge rooms.
Well, I don't
They
know
would,
that
they
he's
would
Roman.
they would go and eat, and
He's
then
a
they
labradoodle, so-
they would go and purge, so they go back and eat again because gluttony, right? That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Your dog is a glutton.
Downfall.
It tasted a French
to
fry
our
and said,
society.
"Nope,
Well, that's not what I called him.
it's time to eject." Okay, what does it sound like?
Fair enough.
Yeah.
You motherfucker.
It rhymes with Smeese of Schmidt.
Okay, give me the highlight.
Okay, the highlight
Highlight.
was Tuesday morning.
Boom.
I'm taking Sissy to school, my 3-year-old, and as we're walking around the back of my truck, she suddenly stops, like a sudden stop, and stops and looks at the bumper on my truck. She can see her reflection, and she says, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's
She
the
wants to get ran
cutest?
over.
Who's the cutest of them all?" And she goes, "It's me," and then keeps walking. I thought it was great. I thought it was the funniest shit I ever seen, and I had to share it with you guys.
That is very cool. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Awesome.
A little
It was just-
conceited.
well, yeah, she was total snot about it. Like the way she stopped and whipped herself around, she was like, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, it's me." And she whispered,
What do you
"It's
think
me."
about that now?
Hey,
Well, she is,
well,
but
so
it's
that's
fine. But
a little conceited that she knows this. She's
she's
And
three.
that-
just 3.
Yeah.
I've seen Sissy in action.
She's
today.
3. So
She's something. But, I
you know
got a
what?
kick out of it. I was dying laughing.
hey, girls with confidence, nothing wrong with that, right?
This is true.
So,
This is true.
very cool, man. Very cool.
That's my week. That's my week in a nutshell.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna tell you
That's
how
great.
my goddamn week went.
Okay, tell us, Alden.
Great.
Is that it?
I'll be strong.
Good story.
It went great.
Alden, how many drinks did you have? Honestly,
All
today.
of them.
No. Honestly, where are we at right now?
What do you mean?
On a number wise.
I'm going to say he's at 10.
Like Bud Lights?
10 beers?
Yeah. How many
Bud
Bud
Lights?
Lights?
Just one.
Yeah, probably.
You
had
did
about-
get off work early today, so
Well, I had to go to a job walk.
okay.
But he wasn't drinking there.
I wasn't
Nope.
drinking there.
We got home early.
Did get home early.
Okay.
I probably had about 10 beers today.
Damn, brother, I love it. Okay.
I think somebody called that. Who said 10?
I said
Yeah.
10.
All right, you
Yeah.
win.
What do I win? Do I win
mean-
Alden's shirt?
Hey, you're gonna win. Alan's gonna go throw up in your truck in a minute.
Do not give him some KFC French fries.
Right.
Was that what it was?
That's what it was.
They're good. Like, surprisingly good.
They are really good. Yeah.
My one question is, KFC?
I know. I was thinking the same
What?
thing. Like I haven't eaten at a KFC.
Yeah,
in
I
like
don't
20
really
years.
ever, but
I
it
like
was-
Popeyes myself.
I went to the Pearland Animal Hospital, and right on the way home, it was.
It's right there.
There's a Wendy's, there's a KFC, there's a Taco Bell.
I went to Balances.
I was in a vulnerable position. I didn't know what was happening, and I
Hey.
pulled into the KFC. It was just
It was
right
fine.
there.
It was great. I was
I'm
surprised
telling
how
you
good
right
it
now.
was.
Okay.
Me and Hank went to Balances, hung out outside.
That's not a bad idea. Although it was like 9:30 in the morning, 10 o'clock in the morning.
It's never too early to go
I
to
don't know that
Balances.
they're open. Is what I'm getting at.
You'd be the first employee or first
I'm first in line.
patron. There it is. Yeah.
Speaking of Patreon, how ma- do we have any paying people here?
In this room? No,
no.
we are
not.
the.
Damn it.
no, please go check out the Patreon. We definitely have some podcasts that are not going to be there very much longer. Ones that will be going straight to there that you're not going to be able to catch.
I need to go buy some chicken.
Bonus episodes, and not to mention the rubs and
The rubs, the
possibly a little
seasonings.
swag.
Without a doubt. And what you're going to get? You're going to get competition talk.
This is true.
Because tonight we're going to do some competition trimming talk. We're going to do some competition barbecue talk. It's happening.
Is this episode going?
This
straight
is not a
bonus?
Patreon
This is
ep-
not,
no.
this is not
Okay,
a
well
Patreon.
then I lied to you.
But we are going to talk about competition.
It's coming.
Trimming.
It's coming.
Competition trimming. I think we do have a couple of Gordon Ramsey
Oh,
things.
Oh, yeah. He's at my house
To
right now.
discuss?
So he's coming on in a little
one,
bit.
one, his steak method,
Got him.
and 2, his grilled cheese. So that's kind of a little teaser there, guys.
Okay. Well, I'm going to bed.
Okay, well, if you're going to go to
Before,
bed,
before Alden goes
what's
to
wrong with
bed,
this guy?
before Alden goes to bed,
Can Alden
we
give
can
us the
probably
business?
go ahead and go into
I thought it
the
did.
grabbing the brisket.
This is Old Chub.
by who?
Oskar Blues Brewery. This is a Scotch ale, and it's a strong one.
Use your Bud Light to
So-
wash it down.
I'm sorry? You were saying something?
I'm sorry? Never mind.
Jane was saying he really likes this
So
can.
use your Bud Light to wash it down because I don't want you to use it.
8% alcohol here.
8%. I'm sorry? You playing drums on your mic stand?
We got the Chihuahuas
Yeah, I don't think it
going ape shit across the street. So
Yeah, that's across the street. That's
this is
pretty
a
far
garage
away.
pod, guys.
Yeah. Aldan, you just tasted it. What do you think?
Give us a score.
I like it. I like the chicken better.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 3.2.
You like it? You give it a 3.2. Okay.
Perfect. What do you give the chicken?
10.5.
10.5. I think it said 10 thigh. I was like, that's pretty good. I like that.
Clever.
Yeah.
Okay, Alden, you can go to bed now. Thank you.
All right, buddy.
It looks like they got a couple of little breweries across the country. So we got Colorado,
Yeah.
we got
John just made a mess.
North Carolina, we got Austin, Texas.
Are you reading that from the can? Where are you?
Correct.
Where are you? Oh, wow. Okay.
It's on the blue portion. Hey, Jan, how are you liking this format here? Are you able to see
The colors?
the different colors and stuff like that? Is
Yeah.
it coming in
Let me
clear
tell you what
for
I see. I see this is a very... Man, I wanted to say something wrong with this.
It's flannel.
It is definitely flannel. I'm digging this. I like this. It has the
I love it.
almost like it's like almost like an Old Spice logo, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It very looks very like or maybe like a what would you say, like a not piratey, right? Is that
It's like an old school, like the baseball. It's got the little underlining.
yeah,
at the
yeah, yeah,
end.
yeah, 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 yeah. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah. On top of like a 90s plaid.
Well,
Right.
it's a Scotch ale, so they did flannel. You know.
Yeah.
Like a kilt.
Yeah.
Like a kilt.
there you go. You got
Listen,
it.
the 8% alcohol by volume, I'm definitely digging. I like the can. The can is it's kind of an old school.
Retro looking.
Yeah, yeah. I love this.
Yeah. This ain't no painted on label here.
I don't know if we mentioned, but this is Oskar Blues Brewery, and they're out of Denver.
They're out of a lot of places.
Well,
Denver.
out of Colorado, not out of Denver. They have
Out
a
of
spot
Colorado.
in Denver.
There's a place in Austin,
Yeah, North Carolina. Yeah, so they got 3 breweries.
which I love Texas, but Austin's getting weird, right?
I mean, of course it is. It's supposed to be.
Is it
It's
not-
supposed to be weird. That's what you get down to. John's dog came over and made a mess again.
Did-
Yeah,
John,
I did
your-
not pour well. I have like
Yeah.
a 3-inch
Did
head
your
on my
dog
beer
just
right now.
barf all over my garage?
Let's try this beer.
So, how many Scotch ales have you guys had? I don't think I've had that many.
We have reviewed, I think, at least 2 on the show.
How do you describe that flavor?
I haven't got past the head yet.
Come on, just get in there.
That's what she said.
There's a little bit of
I don't think so. Is there?
like
This is a good beer. Am I
It's got,
wrong?
like, it's got like an unfiltered taste to it. It's like a
Yeah, it's very
you know what
raw.
I mean? Yeah.
It's different.
I feel like
You
I
have
feel like
to
I
know
should
what-
have some sediments or something and I'm gonna. You feel like you're gonna have that,
You're gonna have
right?
to- at the very last swaller, you're gonna have to do a little chewing.
I'm sorry, did
Right.
you say swaller?
Swaller.
Swaller.
Okay.
You're from California, you don't understand.
He doesn't
Okay,
understand.
Alaska.
Well, I might get one more drink. Hold on.
It's kind of earthy or something, right?
I think it's a Scotch ale.
That's
because
good
they
beer.
take the peat from Scotland and they wring it out into the beer.
The peat?
Yeah.
That's Pete.
Decomposing plant matter in the soil.
I've never heard of that in my life.
Really?
Where have you
Amanda
been?
Pete.
Okay. Well, everything I just said
No,
was completely
not-
made up, so don't
Not
believe any of
Amanda
that.
Pete. You don't. Never mind. Don't listen to.
They wring out Amanda Pete?
No, they don't, John. It's not what they're talking about. Listen,
Does taste.
this is a tasty beer.
I like it. I do like
It
it.
reminds me almost like a tasty. It has that tasty
It reminds you of a tasty?
AF.
Oh.
I see where you're going. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Did you see it? Not to get off on a sidetrack here, a tangent. Did you see that they're having a new tasty? No, not a tasty. A new ridiculous cocoa ridiculous. It's a coconut flavored ridiculous AF. Type,
I've not seen
whatever.
that. No.
It's going to be in stores soon. From
Saloon Doors.
Door, yeah.
So it's talking about Saloon Doors. It's a brewery here in, is it League City?
Somewhere down
Clear
there.
Lake, whatever. Yeah, in Texas.
But their beers always rate high with this. I think they have
do.
2 in our top 10 maybe right now. And
I feel like
I'm
it's
looking
just the
forward to
same
it.
beer, and they're just going to add
Coconut?
Coconut.
to it.
I'm sure.
Hey.
they have their standard recipe for certain
I-
things.
what if it's like, guys, hear me out. Okay, I know we did the whole ridiculous AF. Okay,
And a tasty AF.
and a tasty AF. What if we added coconut to the
Well,
AF?
I'm sure that their method and their recipes are very similar. Like their white chocolate Ridiculous AF is our number one on our list. It's probably exactly like the Ridiculous AF, but they used white chocolate instead of.
It was very smooth.
It's so damn good.
well,
So
why
maybe
not?
this one's just coconut, and we're probably gonna love it.
We were going to love it.
I'm excited. Like,
I'm
I
not-
don't get
hey.
excited about beers, but I do.
I'm not putting this down. I can never do what they do, but I can definitely drink what they put out. So
Right, yeah.
that's my job.
And the reason we're talking about that when we're supposed to be talking about this beer
Right.
is because it's that it's a very dark, like malty kind of beer. It's
Bringing it
kind of
back
similar
in.
to this.
It's definitely a malty beer. This one reminds me of Saloon Door a little bit, but it does stand on its own. It
definitely.
does stand on. It's not.
And I appreciate. It seems like it's been a while having a beer that doesn't have like chocolate or
Or a
Right.
seltzer.
a fruit or it's just a Scotch ale.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I
Can we
kind
just-
of appreciate that.
Can we just get away from just the chocolates and the peanut butters? And
I'm sorry, but my highest ranking ones are chocolate beers.
Yeah, they are.
I fucking love
Scribble,
chocolate beer.
blob, berries.
Blueberries.
I mean, whatever it is. I mean, can we just get right back down to just beer?
Hey, we review every beer that
I know we
someone
do.
buys and brings here.
I don't
That's
know.
that is true.
And I don't know about you guys, but this is one of those ones where like the first sip, I'm like, I don't know if I like it, and then the more I sip it, the more I like it.
I'm
Like
right
it's
there.
getting better
Yeah.
with every
First
sip.
one, I was like, oh, I don't know. And the second one, I was like, and the third one, I was like, this is not really that bad.
Yeah,
And then-
it's like
Here's the deal. Aldan just screwed this beer.
yeah.
Yeah, we should
We,
not have
we
let
could
him
give
try
this thing tens. It's not going to reach. It will not reach the top 10. There's no way.
we just
on,
got to
let
put
me do the
Alden
math
on
here.
on a scale.
You gave it a 3.
We have to, the whole like, how many people have you slept with type scale. We have to put Alden on. Like, if that's a 3 point something there on his scale, then we need to times that by like maybe like 2.5 or 3.5 or something like that.
We need to cut out the outliers and stick to
No,
the standard
no,
deviation
no.
for the scores.
Right. Hey, look, this guy's done a great job. Tonight, he was not having it.
No, if we all gave this 10s right now, we would be at like a 8.6 for this beer.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, this is not a 10.
It's not a 10.
This is a good beer.
It's tasty.
I've never had a 10. This is not a 10.
Looking back on it, I think we've been probably low on some beers that we probably could have been high on. Just because we've had so many different beers that we've tried. So, maybe.
Well, if it's not a 10, what do you give it, John?
My score?
Yeah.
Yep.
I would give this a.
Remember, it's only 90 seconds.
I really like this. I'm going to give it a 9.1. I really like this.
Whoa!
beer.
Oh my God! Okay.
It's
A
not
9 9-1?
9.1.
Wow.
This is a good beer.
These are-
I thought you were going to come. I was
Secondary
picking up
review.
like 7 vibes
No,
from
no,
you
no.
or something like that.
No, this is a really good beer. It's
Is
just,
this,
Dang,
it's just not a 10.
James, is this a 91 second beer review? Holy shit. I love it.
James, what do you got?
The beer's good. I love it. I mean, I'm probably going to go maybe, we'll go 7.
Gosh,
Just-
dang it.
It's
You
so
can't help
safe.
yourself, can you?
It's just so safe,
Are you
right?
you're just looking for attention
It's like,
now?
yeah, it's
He's
like,
not
saying-
giving even score.
seven
it's gonna be a
It's
little,
like, yeah, it's
let's be a little tension whore over here.
It's a very good beer. It's barely a very good beer.
Hey, look at me. I'll just
Right.
give it a rookie ass score like I always do, huh? It's fine, James. It's you, right? You're safe.
What the fuck would you talk about
You're
if
just
I
playing.
didn't
You're just
give
playing
a
it
whole
safe.
number?
Hey, just give a goddamn. Just give a number.
7 5/16.
Great. Show me on the tape measure what 5/16 looks like, and I'll believe you. All right. Let me give a score on this right here. We say 9-1.
I did. I said that. Why do you always have to stop and drink more?
Because he watches too much El Presidente
I
doing
cut
his
this.
pizza reviews, and before he gives a score, he gives it one last bite.
Yeah, I always cut the pause out.
9-1's too high. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's not. It's a good beer.
Yeah.
It's malty. It's creamy. It finishes so smooth.
It's malty, but it's not too malty. It's not
No.
going to give you a headache.
No, without a doubt.
Old Chub. I wonder where that name came from.
This reminds me of.
Almost like Old Row. If you guys have... Never mind.
Well, you guys haven't, James. I'm giving my
Stupid college videos.
He's in the middle of his beer review.
Yeah.
People like
Old
crank
Chub.
it.
old Chub
Where does that come from?
7.0. Blah blah blah.
This is
Hey.
why you tune into the Grabbing the Brisket.
Hey, listen, what's the? It has a bluff flavor to me a little bit, right? That
a little bit.
Like Kreisner. Is that what you
Yeah.
call that?
Crickle.
Kreikel?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, fuck that up. It's 9-0.
You brew it.
It's a 9.0, guys. This is a 9.0.
just
That's what
did
it
it?
is.
Okay.
It's not an 8.9. It's not a 9.1. It's a 9. It's a 9.0. That's what it is.
I love that.
9.0.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I love the score. I hate that you did that.
It is what it is. I cannot lie.
I don't know what's going on
All right,
here.
bring it in, Matt.
All right, so definitely if you try this Oskar Blues Old Chub,
It's a good beer.
don't take a sip and go, I don't like it. Because when I first took a sip, I was like, I don't know, where am I? Like 7s on this?
Right.
And the more I drink it, it's like, it's because you've been better, and it's getting better, and it's
It
getting
is,
better.
right? Maybe it's
yeah.
the temperature, too. Maybe it doesn't need to be as cold.
Yeah, because it was ice cold out of that Yeti when we got it. I'm giving this one a 8.6.
An 8.6.
That's
It's,
solid.
8.6.
it's commendable. I don't know if it's really what it is.
You're off, but
It's
right.
definitely
Obviously,
it's definitely not a 9.0.
Obviously, you have
guarantee
a,
that.
you have a messed up
It's not a
palate.
9.0, right?
So.
Yeah, you're off. You're not James off, but you're off.
Yeah, James is definitely off.
Definitely not Aldan off.
Right.
All right.
Anyways.
And this concludes the grabbing the brisket. Love that.
I love this. I love doing this. I love the stupid things that we get to do on a work week.
Right.
What were we thinking?
I love when we're doing it live on TikTok and someone says, "Hey, do the beer review jingle."
right.
Exactly.
Hey, no.
Hey,
Dance, monkey.
Shut You know what's so messed up about this? It says, again, it's a work week. And I look around at this table right now with you fine gentlemen,
You're drunk.
and not one of you mother truckers are driving to work tomorrow. Not one.
I'm waking up at 7:55 to be ready at 8 o'clock to work.
I'll be up at 6:30.
Could you try again?
Yeah. Well, can you,
John, you're going to have to leave your watch at home.
I am.
can you,
God dang, what's
dude,
going on?
you're all over the place, man.
It's my Casio.
Yeah. Well,
Is that an Apple product?
yeah.
It
That's
is.
the problem.
Yeah. That's what it is. Listen.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Let me ring this back in.
I was going
just
to
a
say,
little bit.
what's up next,
Yes,
James?
exactly.
Reel it in.
Let me go into a new segment that I like to call "What the fuck is Gordon Ramsay doing?"
What is Gordon Ramsay doing?
So twofold. So my nephew over the weekend showed me a video of him doing the perfect
grilled cheese.
the best, the perfect grilled cheese.
He's doing air
sandwich.
quotes here when he says perfect.
Hey, listen, you can tell it fails for like almost the moment that he says the perfect grilled cheese.
Right. And he's got millions and millions of views and people.
How many haters?
I didn't go into looking all the like the comments or whatever, see if people are hating or whatever. But I watched the video. It's horrible. And so me and Matt were talking
horrendous.
Over this past weekend, and we're talking about the whole steak thing that he does. He has a steak video out, and so Matt, tell us a little bit about that, because I know you just recently cooked a steak, emulating on how he does that process.
Yeah. And by the way, it was good. So when we say, what the hell is Gordon Ramsay doing? Doesn't mean it's always bad.
Right.
So what I've been wanting to improve my my steak game on the stovetop. I can cook a good steak on the pit or on the grill or whatever. I've sous vide good steaks before, but I was like, if I don't want to waste any time and I just want to throw a steak on a pan, I was like, let me look at this Gordon Ramsay way, because it just popped up on my TikTok randomly. So what he does, he gets the pan, puts it on there, and gets it like as hot as he can get that thing going, and he waits until the pan with no oil in it starts to smoke a little bit. Then he immediately puts the oil on there and tosses the steak on, and every minute he'll flip it until it gets close to being done. Then he adds the butter, which is something I didn't even think about before. I was always adding the butter about the time I put the steak on, but it would kind of like burn it up a little bit.
The butter will burn.
Well,
yeah,
this-
but I never really had that problem. But what it was doing, it was preventing my steak from searing really well, because I could never get a really good sear on my steak. I realized I just need to do it in a pan with nothing but a little bit of oil in it.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
That sounds a lot like Jess Prowse' Just Keep Living method.
exactly.
Which I personally have been rocking since we had her on the show and she talked about it.
Yeah.
I freaking love it.
Are you saying that Gordon Ramsay is watching Jess Prowse?
He's
steak
clearly
videos?
copying Jess Prowse, because
That's exactly what I'm hearing right now.
yeah. If I have to choose one, I choose Jess Prowse.
Well, of course.
But hey, I mean, it totally
a
worked.
Michelin star
I had a
chef
nice steer.
over
Yeah.
Or is that what you're saying?
The Australian Queen of
The
Texas.
Australian Queen of Brisket
Of Texas, yes.
Yeah, you're picking her over the Michelin star.
Yeah, every day.
Okay.
Twice on Sunday.
Okay, just want to make sure we're hearing this correctly. Okay.
Yeah, it was like, I mean, I don't know if you guys, so I would always try to just, like if I'm cooking on the grill or something, I just have it on there, and I would try to only ever flip it one time, and then that's it, and then I pull it afterwards. But sometimes if I don't time it right, because I'm just doing other things, you might have, like, it's not even on both sides. I might have, like, a little less red on one side than the other, because I didn't really time the flip. But I mean, you're just doing it every minute. You just boop, 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 and it came out like a perfect red in the center. Like I was going for a medium rare, so it worked out really great. Yes.
So
John?
here's the deal. Did you? I'm sorry, John. You had your hand up, but I just cut in. Did you go off of a temperature, or were you going off a feel? Because Gordon will feel the steak, right? So he goes off a feel of a steak. So so after let's say a minute and a half, 2 minutes. At that point, once you flipped one time, you're adding your butter at that point.
I think I did a total of 4 minutes. So it was like 2 flips. I think that's what it comes out to. And then I added the butter in, and then I tilted the pan like that's what he does in the video. He tilts the pan,
You baste it.
so the butter runs to one end, and then you take a spoon and you ladle it on there. The only thing I was missing is I didn't have any garlic and I didn't have any thyme, and that's what he puts in it. And I was definitely missing that, but it came out as a.
Ain't got no time.
I got time. You should have called me, man. I got time at my house.
Time is on song.
But he
Fresh.
does. So he takes the garlic. He
That's
just
rosemary.
basically, he smashes it and then just throws it in with the butter.
That's right. It's
So,
crushed.
Yeah. And then he just kind of it's just flavoring the butter really that you're basting the steak with.
That's right.
Yeah. Anyway, I thought it was a pretty cool little video. It came out great. It was like a perfectly cooked steak. Doing his little
Wait,
method.
you say video? Did
I
you make a
love it.
video?
No, his video.
His video.
His
You
video doing
didn't.
it.
So next time
John's
you
over
should.
there like-
Okay.
I know.
Could I
know.
get the content I'd like to post?
pouring out for content. Like, come
No
on,
kidding.
motherfuckers.
Come on.
Pour some
Every
shit.
single time I cook
We've got
something, I'm
74
like, damn
people
it.
on this show. We could get some content.
Right. I totally agree. Obviously, Matt
He
was in it for himself
Right.
at this point. Okay.
That steak is not for you. You don't get to eat hot food.
Right.
You video that shit, take pictures, and eat it when it's cold.
Right, like everybody else does. Get it together. So James, you were saying there was 2 videos.
Yeah, no, let's get into the...
There was a steak video, which
We're starting with the good video.
which Matt said
was good.
Good
was-
job, Gordon Ramsey. That was a great
was a
method to start
great
off. Yeah.
Positive.
great method of cooking a steak in a pan,
For
right?
sure.
Great job copying Jess Prowse.
We've right. Way to be a copycat, Michelin star.
Let's get into the grilled cheese
Grilled cheese.
that he claims is the best.
I love
I'm
grilled cheese.
assuming that he uses like a specialty cheese, like Gouda.
Did he put
or-
brisket on it?
There's multiple cheeses that he uses, but let me just start out from the beginning.
Yeah.
And hopefully I can kind of paint a little bit a picture for you guys that are listening along. So he starts off as like the foundation is the bread, right? So you cut this like, and it looked like kind of like maybe a brioche
Like a
type
loaf.
bun, a loaf.
Not a brioche. Brioche is like a.
It was very
small?
airy. It was very like it was a bun. I mean, it was like I don't know how
Almost like a small loaf of bread. Like a baguette.
Is it a round?
correct. No, it wasn't a baguette. It's like a brioche bun or like a
Okay.
freaking just piece of bread that was like. I mean, I'm you guys at home
Yeah,
can't see
can't
this,
see what
but
he's
it's
doing.
like it's this big around.
Yeah. How big around is that, James?
He's holding his hands like this. Can you see?
Yeah. So
The
he's
size of a
he-
small football. Let's go that way.
He's holding a little bit bigger than what you see a hamburger bun would be, right? So okay.
So he says that okay, you got to cut it into kind of smaller, and he's cutting the slices of bread off of it.
he's like, don't you
Do
want
not do too thick.
you want thin
And how
a thinner
thick was
piece.
he doing?
His bread was so thick.
Too
I was
thick.
like, "What are you doing?"
What,
right
how
off
thick
the
was
bat,
it? Tell us.
probably about an inch thick.
He cut the loaf in half. Used each half.
So he like okay. So
The
like
bread
an,
with both
like
pieces of bread were like an inch thick.
like an inch.
Yes.
That's too much.
Because listen, guys have a different thing than girls do on an inch. So let's be honest.
What? It's
right?
2 inches.
It's- hey, you said 7, right? That's 7 inches, right? So let's be honest, right?
The bread was very thick.
Okay, James is holding up what I believe would be
About an inch and a half.
an inch and a half.
Correct.
So okay,
And so he's preparing, and then he starts talking about the two different cheeses that he has. And I can't remember the two different blends that he has, but both are just like handcrafted, whatever.
Was one
Looking
Velveeta?
Right.
No.
It was American anywhere
And
in
he's
there.
slicing off chunks of this, and we're talking like chunks of maybe like a half-inch thick,
That's thick.
or
Okay.
maybe like a
Okay.
maybe a quarter-inch thick.
What's the big difference between half and three and a
I know,
quarter?
but
Yeah, a half is twice as big as a quarter.
That's right. That's right.
it was very
James
Very-
is
very
going to get
girthy.
through this story.
very girthy.
He's going to do it.
multiple girthy slices of cheese.
Okay.
And so and then he starts
I
piling.
love where this is going.
He starts piling on this thick ass bread, and of course you got to get the mayonnaise or the butter. He put butter. You got to put the butter on the bread, and you got to put it down and toast it. And he put the cheese on the thick ass piece of bread, and then he put another piece of thick ass piece of bread on top of that.
Yeah.
And then he just letting it cook, and he's talking and whatever. I'm like, okay. I was like, there's no way this cheese is remotely.
Did he ever did he put a lid on top?
I don't think he did. He might have.
Throw an ice cube in there.
He might have put the lid on or something. I don't know. I feel like the bread was so thick and the cheese was so thick that you probably couldn't fit a lid on top of the pan that he was cooking in.
Nice.
And so he's going, and he does get the spatula, and he flips it over, turns it over, and that bread's got a nice
How did it look? How did the bread look?
caramelized color.
Bread looked phenomenal.
Good.
Yeah.
Looked good.
Bread looked phenomenal.
And so he let the other side caramelize up a little bit, and then I was like, okay. Well, and I'm looking at it. I got my nephew showing me this. Like, obviously, it's not going to end well if Keegan's showing me.
Keegan's showing you anything, it's never going to be.
Yeah.
It's not a
not
wholesome
good
story.
news. This is going to be like
There's
this.
no happy ending.
He gets done. He pulls it out. He's sawing into it. I swear to God, these blocks of cheese in the middle did not even budge an inch.
They look like they're like cold cheese.
Same as he just chopped it off the block.
Who wants a hot bread, cold
Yeah.
cheese
He's like,
sandwich?
The perfect grilled cheese sandwich, and he bites into it. You can see in the video when he bites into it, you're like, you goddamn liar.
Yeah, he
I
chipped
can
a tooth.
see it in the face. That's not the perfect grilled cheese sandwich.
Damn it!
Horrible.
I got to watch this video.
Hey,
I've not seen the video. I
Come
need to
on,
watch
Gordon.
This is
get-
how you do
we'll-
grilled cheese in Western Britain.
yeah.
it. Yeah,
Right.
We'll get
I
John,
wonder
to,
what kind of
John to
cheese
post
he
a link,
used, too.
Yeah,
post
we'll
a
get-
link to the video because I mean and you guys can be a judge of it as well.
Yeah, you tell
'cause
us. Are we crazy?
The
Is
bread
this the
got
best?
crispy. The bread got crispy.
Yeah. Is this the best grilled cheese sandwich you ever seen in your life?
There was
You
no
tell
melty.
us.
There was no melty. There was
Yeah.
no
I
pull.
tell you what, we'll get Gordon on the show next week. We'll talk about it.
Let's do it.
Everybody knows you get Iron Kids bread, you put a butter on it, and you put a couple slices of American cheese on it.
Is
and
Iron
that's it.
Kids still a thing?
I don't know.
Yes,
That's just what
of
we
course
did when I
it
was
is.
a kid. So.
No, I like sourdough bread and I like Velveeta.
I do-
with mayo.
I don't know so much about the Velveeta, but sourdough, I do love sourdough and grilled cheese.
No, Velveeta, that shit melts like nothing else. It's good. Like I didn't really used
It's
to
not
do
really
that, but
cheese, bro.
no shit. But it's good.
It's like pasteurized stuff.
Wait,
I don't know
you're
what that
so
is.
your claim to fame for it is it melts like
Yes, like you want your
I
cheese
mean,
melty, right?
most of
yeah,
it, whenever
put it
I
in
do a
there.
grilled cheese, it melts.
I'm
Like,
telling you, just try
Put
it.
some Munster.
Hey, don't knock it till you put it in your mouth.
Okay. Nice.
All right,
Hey,
you know,
that's
your
the title
mom
of this.
listens to this podcast.
That's the
That's the
title of this
episode of this
podcast.
show,
Yes, there it
That's
is.
the episode of the show.
Don't knock it
Yes.
until you put it in your mouth.
Yeah, put it in your mouth.
Perfect. Well, like I said, folks, there's every single episode we do, there's always one person that says one line, and that will become it. Thank you, John.
Just put it in your mouth. Yeah. Should we talk a little bit about competition brisket trimming?
Or do we want to save that for the Patreon?
No, I think we definitely go into it. We can do whatever you want, John.
Yeah, no,
do
we'll
it.
talk about it. We had a question with one of the listeners. They asked if we can go in a little further detail as far as competition trimming and all that good
For a
stuff.
certain cut or
Yeah,
just in general?
Brisket.
The brisket.
Brisket,
Yeah.
okay.
And I can't, like, nobody can ever say, like, how much fat to remove from a brisket is good for you, right? Because you know how you like your brisket. And that's one thing I want to say, like, when you're cooking at home and you're making a brisket, first and foremost, you can't sacrifice on what you like. Like, people want to go with the masses all the time. Like, oh, that guy's saucing. This guy's doing this. This person's doing this, right? here's the deal. What do you like? If you don't want to do those things, if you don't like eating it that way, I have a hard time in my life doing something that I don't like personally and trying to put it out for somebody else. So first and foremost, be true to yourself. Secondly, I would say that I guess one of the biggest tips, I guess, for a competition trim would be, what is the size of the box that you're turning in on? Like, most standard boxes are 9 inches, right? 9 by 9. Like, the competition guys now out there right now, they're trying to form and make the best looking box only. They may be only cutting their briskets down to, I'd say, 10 and a half, maybe 11 inches wide.
Because it's going to shrink up.
That's right. So 10 and a half, 11 inches wide, and that will shrink up to a brisket that will fit into your box. That is something that is a key note that I know of that people are doing right now. And hey, they're scientifically, which is not even it's weird even saying that, but they actually pull a ruler out, right? They're pulling a tape measure out, and they're measuring every single thing down to make sure that this brisket is weighed this much. It's a 15-pound brisket. They're cutting it down to this much, had this much fat on it, and they're turning it that way.
What?
Is that
What? Anything? What?
Yeah, I get it. I get what you're saying.
You understand what I'm saying or no?
Okay, first off, I would say I totally understand what
Matt
you're
said
saying
what?
about
throw Matt at freaking.
and I totally get you that you prefer to cook, but
John will do whatever it takes
No,
to get a trophy.
it's not-
that's me.
Yeah, he's not going to make it.
I don't do
cook
that.
for yourself. You cook for the judges.
No, I disagree.
So if you know you're going to a place where saucing your
Sell
brisket,
out.
which I know is awful,
Be a
is going to
sellout.
get you a walk, what the fuck are you there for? You're there to win.
no, we're talking
So if
trimming,
you-
brother.
I'm just saying in general.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Right,
yeah.
in
Okay,
general.
you're right. You're right.
You cook to win.
No, I don't agree with you.
As far as cutting,
No.
trimming, I think a lot of it depends upon on your pit, right? What kind of pit you're cooking on, you're going to trim more or less in different spots depending upon that. And then, of course, the box size is going to
Whoa,
make
Sean, slow down.
going to make a big difference. The box.
Are you saying to me, like, if you personally don't like the way, like, you try some of this brisket and you don't like the way it tastes, like it has no fat, no flavor, blah, 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 you're going to go back to your 10 and you're going to trim one that looks identical because that guy won a cook-off one time?
No, one time, no.
Okay, he's a recognized person in barbecue.
What
wins
I'm
all the
saying
time.
is, like, you always say you're not going to sauce a brisket because you don't like it like that. I'm saying if we know that saucing briskets wins, let's sauce the motherfucker.
right.
Let's sauce it.
I'm sorry, guys. John, you're probably right. What the hell is
just
that?
saying.
Sure. Yeah, you're probably right.
I'm just saying, if they want to know about, and we're talking about trimming, you're right. So I'm with you. And a lot of guys are trimming it down super small. It looks like a loaf of bread. We don't really do
It
that.
looks like a loaf of bread. I have a hard time doing that. I'm not going to lie to you.
I'm
I
on
feel
board
like
with
I'm
you
wasting so much meat. I'm like, first of all, I like the way that in a box, the meat forms around the edges and comes around. I like the way that looks. You
I
know
also
what I mean?
worry it's going to cook a little different when you trim it down that small,
Yes.
cut off that much fat.
Cooks quick.
Yeah, it's a
timing
different
is-
method than what we're doing.
Is there
like
something
a
to,
roast?
Is there something to say that, like, is something changing as far as the meat wise goes, where you have like a 10-pound brisket that you're cooking at 275 or whatever that takes like 8 hours to cook, but you trim that down to 5 pounds and you cook the 275 and it cooks in like half the time.
Right, 5 hours or
Is the
something.
meat really breaking down as much as it should be? Or I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. No,
Yeah, you will
I think you
definitely see.
need. Well, I think you need part of that
Are you getting
of
enough
the
smoke
point
flavor on it? Are you getting
to
enough
help that
bark
brisket
on
out. That's right. I think you need part of the point to help it out. I
If
think
you cut your cooking time down and it only takes you like freaking 4 or 5 hours to cook this brisket, so that means you're only getting like about 3 hours of smoke time, maybe.
but you're rendering the flat, right? You're not rendering the point or anything else.
You're not
I-
developing any bark.
No, and I love the fact that when you turn in, the pieces I love when you turn in like that middle section of the brisket where you have a part of the point and part of the flat that are sitting there side by side. So when you turn it in, a judges try a piece and they're getting
A little bit of each.
a little bit of each, right? And it's just like money.
Here's the deal. You don't have to cut it down to a little tiny rectangle. Just cut it down to where it's aerodynamic. Definitely try to get most of the fat off the top, right? Especially if you're cooking it fat side down.
That's right. Because
And
it's
make
not
that thing
Biggest thing is like
uniform, right?
make it fit into that box that you're turning it. Whatever competition you're doing, everybody uses that box. Find out what that box is, and then learn that size, and then you can just compensate. Maybe I just like trim this brisket just a little bit larger, and what
Yeah,
the
I'd
box
probably say
is.
an
shrink.
inch and a half, 2 inches
Yeah,
on both sides. Or I'm sorry, just overall, right? Overall, not both sides, but overall. It will shrink down. It'll plump up. But yeah, I totally agree. I think I think a lot of people are missing that when they're going to turn in, and you can't turn in some 14-inch or 16-inch piece of some wide ass brisket.
because it just wraps around.
You're never gonna get all 9 slices in. That's the key. Get all 9 slices in. They all have to teeter totter all the way down, and they got to look presentable. So that's the key. Really looking at when you're going to trim a brisket is how is it going to present in the box.
Right.
So-
maybe pay attention to that grain when you're trimming it too, because some of the grain on those runs, they don't run real. What do you call it? Parallel to the length of the brisket.
Yeah.
If they're running more at an angle, you got to trim it just a little bit different to match that, right?
You do. Yeah.
Yeah, I love the questions that we get from the listeners.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
we'll
keep
try
them
to
up.
do a competition brisket trim video for you guys. We've done some regular brisket trim videos for you. We'll try to do a competition one.
And to what John was saying earlier about saucing, because he went on some little thing about like,
I'm just saying.
can't be a
Jan's
sellout.
saying he cooks for
whatever
himself.
else.
No, I was-
You gotta cook for the
Yeah,
for
but
the
have
judges.
you? I do. You're right. And have you ever seen me sauce a brisket? No. Now here's the deal. I'm not saying, and I've talked about this. I'm not saying that if you sauce a brisket, you're not going to win. I will not say that, because there's a lot of people out there that sauce them, and they don't call it saucing anymore. They call them glazing. All right, they glaze the brisket, and let me tell you, some of the best cookers in Texas right now are doing that. But I promise you that I think just as much as they're doing that, a perfectly cooked piece of brisket comes in with no glaze on it. I promise you, if it's out of the norm of what they're getting, it's going to score really, really high. And I think that the glazing was a thing that went really well with the KC barbecue, Kansas City barbecue, and whatever else. I think it's bled
moving down
into
here, right?
the IBCA. And for like probably 6-7 years, they've been doing it. I promise you this, every time we turn in, and what you've seen is before we had 160-something teams that we cooked against, there's probably, 100 of them were out there glazing. And then there's probably, 60 whatever that didn't, and then us that came in. Where were we at? Second out of 160 plus teams. It's because the brisket just tasted good.
I get it, and I agree with you.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, I'm still cooking for the judges.
right. But who is the audience?
The judges.
I just like how Jan's like,
right.
stick to who you are. You know,
should.
do your thing.
No.
And John's
I've
just
never
like,
done it.
Nah, don't do that.
Nah, fuck that. Cook to win. Cook to win.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you.
Hey, I appreciate you.
Oh, man.
I wouldn't know shit without y'all. That's
No,
for
come
real.
on, get out of here.
Hey, now we're getting to one of my favorite segments, and that's the barbecue win/fails.
Right? Yeah, people get to get free crap at this point.
Free
so.
stuff. So we've
Free
been teasing it. We've been hitting that we're going to be doing this. So we were lucky enough to have somebody send us a barbecue fail.
Yep, it's a fail.
Is it?
It's a fail.
Let's hear it.
Yeah, this is from Scott at Bzrtlows BBQ. He is on Instagram. I think he might be on TikTok too. I'm not sure, but Bzrtlows BBQ. And this is what he says. He says he was smoking some chicken wings and legs on the Komodo Joe when he very first got started. He realized he was losing temps, which is abnormal for a Komodo Joe. He decided to try to be fancy and lift the grill grates up to add the charcoal at the same time as holding the grate up. And as he did, he lost 4 or 5 of his wings into the charcoal as the grate fell in. He was like, great, here goes half my dinner. This was a long time ago, and at this time he was trying to show off to his wife when he got his new grill. Mm-hmm. We've all done the showing off and
Like,
screwing
I know
up.
how to use this grill, babe. It's
Watch
okay.
this.
Watch what I'm fixing
Yeah,
to do.
hold my beer.
Yeah.
So he's learned a lot and manages his fires much better now, he says, and tries to focus on one task at a time.
Well, that's good. I wonder if he salvaged any of those wings. I mean, you see a lot of people doing the caveman cooking where they put like steaks onto the coals.
Absolutely. Hey, if
Sure,
it
maybe
didn't fall
some
on
of
the
those
ground,
could
I
have been
mean,
salvaged, but-
yeah, why not? Dust it off, toss it in some sauce or something.
But it's like, babe, that's just a seasoning.
Right.
That's what you're getting.
That's a smoky flavor.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, as long as you're using some good lump charcoal and not like, some match light something or other.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
Anyways.
That's awesome, mate. Yeah, thank you for the submission, and you'll want a free rub.
Woohoo! Scott's heading your way.
And this segment is brought to you by Sucklebusters.
Best in Texas.
But I can tell you what, we appreciate the listeners.
Oh, nice.
And thank you guys for interacting with us. Thank you for engaging and send us those questions. We love them. We wouldn't be able to do this podcast without the support from you guys. So check out the website, grabandthebrisket.com. Check out the Patreon account that we have. If you want to slide a couple of bucks this way, you can fall into and you can hear the early on episodes that we put out there. Not to mention some of the swag that we're putting out and some of the barbecue seasonings. So any help, support from you guys, greatly appreciate it. Any questions that you guys have, barbecue wise, competition wise, how's your marriage going wise, just let Jan know.
That's right.
He'll be
Hit
able
me
to.
up.
If a Patreon member asks us a question, it doesn't matter what the question is, we're answering it. so.
Exactly,
Love it.
100%. So, love you guys. Go check out grabandthebrisket.com. We appreciate you. Enjoyed talking barbecue with you.
Peace.
Thanks, everybody. We've been great.
Dang it, Bobby. Just grab the brisket. Or we would like to give a special thanks to FOGO Premium Hardwood Lump Charcoal, Bolner's Fiesta Spices, CoolieNation Custom Koozies, Cambro Manufacturing, Yeti Cooler, the Smoke Sheep Barbecue Newsletter, and Texas Brew Hopper. We appreciate their support. Y'all guys go check them out.